Welcome back. Today we're going to be covering unit conversions. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, your professor might ask you to give your answer in SI units, especially if you're in physics. Now SI units means that for length, you'll have meters, represented by the symbol m. Then for any mass, we have to give the answer in kilograms. For time, it's going to be in seconds. For temperature, it's going to be in Kelvin, which is just the symbol K, and then volume, which will be measured in cubic meters, which will have the symbol meters cubed. Now, as you start taking physics, it may seem easy to do unit conversions, but the more modules you take and the more in-depth you go, it's going to become more and more complicated if you don't know how to do unit conversions. So now I'm going to give you a few standard conversions that you need to know before starting. Firstly, you have to know that 1 kilometer equals 0.6214 miles. 1 meter equals 39.37 inches. 1 meter also equals 1.094 yards. Now 1 foot equals 30.48 centimeters, and 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. 1 kilogram equals 2.205 pounds. That symbol means pounds. 1 pound equals 453.59 grams, and 1 ounce equals 28.35 grams. 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. 1 liter equals 1,000 centimeters cubed. So from this we can tell that 1 centimeter cubed equals 1 milliliter. And also know that 1 gallon equals 3.785 liters. So here we have just a few basic conversions that you might need to know off the top of your head that your professor might not give you in the exams you take. Also, a quick little reminder, you'll have to remember that in 1 year there are 365 days. In 1 day there is 24 hours. In 1 hour, 60 minutes, and in 1 minute we have 60 seconds. Okay, so now let's try our first problem. Let's say we're given 8.2 kilometers and we're asked to convert that into miles. How would you go about doing this? Okay, so we know that 1 kilometer equals 0.6214 miles. So this is how we do it. We take the 8.2 kilometers, we multiply it by 0.6214 miles over 1 kilometer. By doing this, we can cancel kilometer, leaving our answer in miles. So the answer we get is 5.09548 miles. Now, if you want to give that answer in the correct number of significant figures and in scientific notation, be sure to check out my video on that, which will be up here right now. Okay, so we just went from kilometers to miles, but let's say we're given 3 miles now, and we're asked to convert that into kilometers. How would you go about doing this? Now we know that 0.6214 miles equals 1 kilometer. So using this again, we can swap it this time by saying 3 miles times by 1 kilometer over 0.6214 miles will give us the answer in kilometers. Now we know this again because now we can cancel miles, leaving our answer in kilometers. And the answer will be 4.8278 ... And in scientific notation, using the correct number of significant figures, the answer will be 5 kilometers. Let's say you're given 1.3 kilometers and you're asked to convert that into centimeters. How would you go about doing this? Okay, so starting off, we know that 1 kilometer is going to be equal to 1,000 meters. And in 1 meter, we have 100 centimeters. As we can cross cancel, we know that the answer is going to be in centimeters now, with a final answer of 130,000 centimeters. Now in proper scientific notation, using the correct number of significant figures, the answer will be 1.3 times 10 to the 5 centimeters. In case you're wondering how I just did this, here's a quick little trick. Now we move it to the left by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's positive times 10 to the 5. If we had moved it to the right, it would have been negative. Okay, so moving on to a little bit of a harder question now. Let's say we're given 23 centimeters squared and we're asked to give it in inches squared. Now, you may be given this problem when dealing with area, as we know that area is going to be in the length squared. So from earlier we know that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So as we did earlier, we can do 23 centimeters squared times by 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. However, this time, looking at what we can cross cancel, only one of the centimeters will be cancelled, meaning that we have to square this in order to cancel both, to give our answers in inches squared. And the answer will be 3.565007 inches squared. And in scientific notation, using the correct number of significant figures, the answer will be 3.6 inches squared. Okay, now for a little bit more tricky example. Let's say you're given 24 meters per second squared and you're asked to convert that to kilometers per hour squared. How would you go about doing this? Now this type of question might show up as meters per second squared is the units for acceleration. And we know that it's for acceleration because it's a length divided by a time divided by a time, giving us length divided by time squared, or in this case, meters per second squared. Okay, so just as we explained, we both have length and time in this scenario that we have to convert. Now it doesn't matter which one you start off with. There's no right or wrong way of ordering doing it, and you can do it all in one step, as I'll show you now. Now, converting meters to kilometers first, we know that 1,000 meters are in 1 kilometer. Just this alone will get you into kilometers. Now going from seconds squared to hours squared, we know that 60 seconds are in 1 minute. But as this is seconds squared, this has to be seconds squared. So we have to square all of this, giving us minutes squared. And we know that 60 minutes are in 1 hour. But as this is minutes squared, and we want to answer in hours squared, we have to square this as well. Finally, this whole conversion will give us kilometers per hour squared. The answer we will get is 311,040 kilometers per hour squared. Okay everyone, thank you so much for watching. Here's another take-home quiz. Make sure that you do it. The answer will be posted in the description below. If you like what you saw, as always, smash that subscribe and like button. Helps tremendously. Make sure to give a comment. Tell me what you guys are struggling with, what videos you want me to do next. But without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.